Okay, so one thing I've learned from trying to vlog from the car is don't bring your big DSLR camera with you in the car. Alright, so now we're on the GoPro cam. Probably you're going to notice a significant sound deterioration. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. Still trying to... It's actually much more convenient to be able to do this. You can, hold it on your wrist. I do have the suction cup mounts. I just didn't unpack them because I really didn't know if I needed them, and mainly because the fact is, guys, this is really the teething process of the new tech. And I better point that back there. So in terms of there being a learning curve, yeah, there's a learning curve, but I think once I get more familiar with everything, I'm going to be much more organized. Like, even just trying to get out to the gym took a half-hour ordeal. I was like, oh, do I need to take the Canon camera with me? Do I want to shoot this all on the GoPro cam? Probably the smarter decision is to get a mid-size camera, a non-DSLR based, something like the G7X or something with Sony. I think Sony has their own equivalent point and shoot, and they've been getting pretty favorable reviews. So that's an option. On my way to the gym, got to get the workout on. And in terms of trying to figure out what needs to get done today, there's a lot of crap that needs to get done today. By the way, that's a Ferrari there. Ferrari. It's like they're running. They're in Dubai, like it's like freaking water, Then again, if someone were to say water in the desert, it would be an oxymoron. However, once we start, gotta fix out the exposure now. So today's agenda is, guys, got some meetings lined up, some film work stuff, and first and foremost, though, got to get my workout routine done. So I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, so workout session is done, and my brother and I finished doing the Zvet training. A little note, I can't use this camera setup in the car and vlog and drive at the same time. I will probably die. I don't know how some other YouTubers manage to do it, but for some reason I can't seem to. This thing weighs a ton, this whole setup. That being said, that doesn't mean I should probably buy another camera. The GoPro is nice and all, but I don't have a visual reference to see what's in frame, what's not in frame, so it's like a shooting from the hip. I don't necessarily like the idea of doing that, but I guess we can kind of manage. So I have one thing I want to talk about today. So we just finished working out at the gym. I don't know if you guys are familiar. I don't want to say the company's name because they're not paying me, and I don't want everyone to be like, oh, you're soliciting, and no. So there's a certain company that's holding a gym competition amongst all their equipment in certain gymnasiums throughout the world. And I actively joined this competition within the gymnasium that I'm going to. On day one, I was in last place, and then I jumped up 24 positions to point 16 or something or the other. However, the way they've calibrated and registered this program, people can easily cheat and multiple register on different machines. So it really kind of took the competition out of the whole equation. Everyone's just kind of cheating and saying that they have the best time. So that's really not something that I'm too keen on. Now, funny enough, my brother today spent over 2 hours on an elliptical machine, and funny enough, the elliptical machine crapped out and didn't record any of his times. Now, he doesn't want to be in the vlog, so I'm not going to point it at him. That being said, I think what's going on with the integrity of people And justifying it and saying it's for charity, I think that's the biggest bullshit on the planet. You can't do a wrong and then say you're trying to do a right with a wrong. It never makes any sense. Like Robin Hood, everyone's like, oh, Robin Hood is amazing. Robin Hood was a dick. That's what I'm saying. Robin Hood, dick. Anyway, speaking of dick, this guy just kind of cut right in front of us. Did he even signal? You can go from the left. It's probably better to go, I guess we're going from the right. So the remainder of the vlog kind of just died out, and the only reason because of that is that I went straight, got work done. After I got some work done, I kind of passed out. I realized I'm still jet lagged. I know I've been back for about 4 or 5 days, but it really takes the kicker out of you when you do such a long haul over trip. And I think I've just been pushing myself consistently. I've actually been hitting the gym twice. When I woke up, I went straight back to the gym. I didn't want to take this camera with me only because of the fact that when you start to take this whole setup, and then they have a policy that you can't do recordings inside the gym, so I just didn't want to have to deal with that headache. So I kind of left it behind. Now that I'm kind of getting the teething process through all of this equipment, I kind of have realized one thing. I need to get one more camera that's not this whole big setup, but at the same time gives me the ability to kind of shoot and go as I please. And I think a lot of people have been talking about some of the smaller point-and-shoot cameras, so I still need to find the vlogging camera, but I think it is probably going to be a point-and-shoot camera at the end of the day. So what has happened in between... Excuse me. It's like midnight. I had some family friends over, but none of them want to be recorded or in that situation, so I kind of left the camera up in the room. Other than that, I've actually just started to I downloaded the Final Cut 10. I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, why are you downloading Final Cut 10? Just there's a lot of discussions that I've had about this. It's a long story. Don't need to get into it right now. Don't even want to talk about it right now. It's late at night. So just come to the kicker. I've downloaded Final Cut. Got to see how it works on my old computer. And in the event that it's not working the way I want, then it looks like I'm going to have to try to upgrade that facet of the production side of things. So I just realized that the more you spend, the more you're spending, if that makes any sense. So you got to try to find a fine medium to that you can finally make it be like, you know what, can't do any more of that. Hope you guys have a good night. Hope you guys saw the previous video. Make sure you comment on that. I know some of you guys have. I really appreciate the love that I'm getting on that. And yeah, look forward to a new video tomorrow. So I'm going to try to intercut sketch stuff with vlog stuff and see how you guys like that. So yeah, let me know what you think. If this is really up your alley, get the best of both worlds. Other than that though, guys, I better really call it a night. And I will see you guys tomorrow.